So when I first got sick, I had a fever, a dry cough starting, things like that. Pretty mild symptoms that I really thought, well, this is just my allergies again acting up. Then when the fever was just getting higher and higher, I decided to go and get the COVID test through Test Iowa. I went to my local town hospital first, and they ran an x-ray, and the pneumonia did not show up in the x-ray at all, but I was still on a high amount of oxygen. So they didn't let me go. They decided to run that CT scan, which then it showed the pneumonia looked like fairy dust almost in the lungs. So they sent me by ambulance to the Quad Cities. And by the time I got there, it was a matter of a couple of days. They ran another x-ray and I was full-blown pneumonia. So I was there for about 2 weeks. I was not showing any progress. And so my husband actually called one of our neighbors who's a doctor, and they were kind of at their wits' end because he wanted me transferred out. And the hospital I was at said there's nothing else that can be done for her. So our neighbor decided to tell him to look for a place that has ECMO. I don't know if it was a miracle or what happened, but the call from Iowa City came that there was one bed ready and the ECMO team would be waiting. I was air flighted to Iowa City because I had basically crashed and wasn't well enough to go by ambulance. And upon arriving there, was placed on ECMO and intubated. I don't have memory of the surgeries. I don't have memory of me getting so bad that I wasn't aware that I was as bad, but I have all the memories of the staff, the things we did while we were there. I mean, I knew I must have been bad to be air flighted to Iowa City. In the ICU, I think one of the biggest things that helped me keep going was the fact that I did everything the doctors, nurses told me to do. As much as I hated getting up on all those machines and doing PT, I still did it. And I think they attribute that to why I was able to survive all this, because I got up and I was mobile. And then by the time I went to the rescue unit, things went positive like super fast. I think the number one thing that drove me to get better was I had 2 young kids and a husband at home. And I'm going to be totally honest, the only thing that kept me going is my faith in God. And that is, to be honest, it was every day praying. Even if you think you're invincible, you're never going to get COVID, I don't need to wear a mask, I don't need to do any of that. That's fine for yourself. But I want people to understand there's still a good 1 to 5% of us that for some reason or another, we fall into that risk category where we get seriously ill or some even die from it. I think people just need to be more serious about it.